Hi, I'm Katie Fitch, and I'm a senior music therapy student at the University of Iowa. I'm making this video for Eclectic Guitar because a lot of new music therapy students out there don't understand AMTA membership, the benefits of attending conferences, and most of all, the perks of being a student member. If this is you or someone you know, then full screen me. Okay, here we go. The American Music Therapy Association students. That's you. When you pay your yearly AMTA membership at a reduced student rate, this is the organization you join. But you also have the benefits of being a professional member. This organization is known as AMTAS. How does AMTAS work? Where do you fit into this equation? Well, let me show you. Okay, I'm going to start at the national level and work my way down to you at your school and your school's Music Therapy Student Association. So here we have the AMTAS National Board. It consists of President, President-elect, Vice President, Treasurer, Secretary, and Parliamentarian. The National Student Board spends their term collaborating with the professional board on needs and wants of music therapy students. They also work together on providing scholarships for student members. The board also does a lot of fundraising to be able to fund special projects and networking opportunities at national conference. This board is elected at every national conference, so be there. Now, under the national level comes the regional level. At national conference, the presidents of each region meet with the national board to discuss business and ideas at the regional level. So here is MWR. The Midwestern region. We're using MWR because it happens to be where I'm from. So okay, the regional board here consists of President, Vice President, Treasurer, Secretary, and Parliamentarian. The positions on regional boards will change over time and from region to region. The regional board works similarly to the national board, providing scholarships, fundraising, funding, and initiating networking opportunities. Now, the region is made up of a certain number of states and any AMTA approved music therapy programs in those states. So here I've listed the schools in MWR. The regional board is elected at the regional conference held every spring. Beneath the regional board then is each school. These schools all have music therapy clubs or music therapy student organizations. At Iowa, the board functions similarly to the regional and national boards with a president, vice president, treasurer, secretary, and we have a fundraising chair and an advocacy chair. These are the people you most likely know and have classes with. Executive boards on the school level raise money to attend conference, spread awareness of music therapy in their communities, and work with other organizations and professionals in the area to refine skills and learn new techniques for use when working as a professional music therapist. Being a student member of the American Music Therapy Association has its perks. As a student member, you still receive all the publications that any professional member would get. You get reduced rates since you're a student. And the opportunities of networking at a conference are priceless. They have internship fairs, you can have interviews there. At conference, you get to see exactly what professionals are doing right now. Sometimes someone can teach you something at conference that you just never get to in class, or there's a niche of music therapy that you had never thought about, and you learned a lot about it at conference, and it became something that you might really want to look into. I obviously highly recommend going to conference and exploring there. So there you go. That's how AMTAS is all set up. So, where do you fit in? What can you do? What should you be doing for your boards? Well, I happen to know a very good way of telling what position you should be running for. It all depends on the type of acoustic guitar you play in therapy. Okay, the first one on our list is the Ibanez. If you play Ibanez guitar in therapy, then you are exactly what we need for fundraising chair. The fundraising chair is one of the most important positions on any board. That's how the club gets money. You set up sales of club apparel. You set up those visits to restaurants when they give you like half of their funds for the day. It's your job to make sure that there is money in the club's account, and without the money, a lot of opportunities are overpassed, such as getting students to conference or donating as a club to a special cause, which also helps with awareness. Next up is Alvarez. If you play an Alvarez in your therapy groups, then you are advocacy chair. Advocacy chairs are super important because music therapy students need to learn early on how to spread the word about music therapy, how to talk about music therapy. So, if you're good at talking about what you do, and if you play the Alvarez, then advocacy chair it is. Go try. Just try. Next is Gibson. If you play the Gibson, then you are parliamentarian. The parliamentarian can kind of be a tough job if you don't know what you're doing. You need to be aware of Robert's Rules of Order, and you need to be willing to read the bylaws. Not everyone's willing to do that. So, read the bylaws, make sure that the club is functioning as it's supposed to function according to those bylaws, and then make sure all the meetings are run according to Robert's Rules of Order. Next up is Yamaha. If you play the Yamaha, then you are treasurer. You are really good with money, and you're very meticulous and you keep good records. So, the treasurer is in charge of keeping track of the club's money. You need to know exactly what comes in and what goes out, and why, and who. So, next is the Takamine. If you play Takamine, then you are secretary. Secretaries are very important. They're the ones that keep everyone communicating in the club. They usually have their own account, and then everyone emails them when they need something, when they need to communicate something to anyone. Goes right through the secretary. They're the ones that take minutes of the meeting, so you have to be really good at typing and try to go really fast, like I'm talking right now. Secretary. Go for it. Okay, the next one is Fender. If you play the Fender, hello, Mr. Vice President, that's you. Vice presidents need to be very flexible. They might be president if the president can't do their job, which they can because they're next. But the vice president is responsible in our club for setting up all conference events. But then they also are kind of the second-hand man. They're creative, they put projects in place, and they help anyone who needs any help with anything. It's really good to be vice president. I recommend it. Next up is the Martin. If you play the Martin in your music therapy groups, first let me ask you why, and then let me tell you that you are Mr. President. The president is responsible for holding all meetings, calling and holding all meetings, and they're the ones that have to keep everybody on their job. If the president's not doing his or her job, then it's pretty much not going to work out. So, the buck stops at the president. If a club member makes a bad decision, then it might as well have been the president making a bad decision. So, you need to be a responsible individual who plays the Martin, and you are a great idea for president, so run. Okay, last but not least, the Taylor. If you play Taylor guitars, then you need to be running for the national board, any position. We need your initiative. We need your enthusiasm. We need your smarts. We need your poise. We need your good looks, okay? If you play the Taylor, then you've got it all made, and everyone's going to vote for you. So definitely run for the national board. Heck, I think he'd be a good president-elect, Mr. Taylor. Okay, if I did not mention the guitar that you play on this video, this is very important, listen up. Don't run for any positions. We need you as an active club member. What's a club with no members? It's a board, and that's boring. So you need to be a good club member. You need to go to your club's events, go to those fundraisers, go to those meetings, go to those conferences. Put in your vote for those people who can run because I recommended them here. But be a club member. Be a good member of your club. Do it. Be a good member. And if I did say your guitar, but I pronounced it wrong, let me know. Oh, which one do I play? I play a blue Ibanez. If you play any colored guitar, any non-brown wooden guitar, then you're just plain awesome. And anybody would be lucky to have you on their board, no matter what you do.